Well, hello and welcome to our intro to Canva. And we are going to look at all about you, getting to know you as we introduce you to Canva. So, to do that, we're just going to hop right into our deck today. And let me introduce myself. My name is Cami Cannikins, and I'm from Logix Academy Extended Team. In my school job, I work as a district-wide instructional coach where I get to work with students all across our district with technology like Canva and coding and all sorts of computer items. And today I'm coming to you from Treaty 4 and 7 territory, very cold where I am, and that always makes me so thankful for the warm home that I live in. And I think about our First Nations ancestors and how they would have um, had such a cold night out tonight. So let's take a look at what we are going to do today. We are going to create basically an all about me poster or a flyer. We're going to work on font. We're going to take pictures. We're going to do some magic media with Canva's AI tools. We're going to add elements. We're going to learn how to do so many things in Canva today. And at the end, you can share that with your teacher. To get started, we are just going to hop right in. So I'm going to go to a new tab on my computer, on my Chromebook, and so you can do the same thing. So you're going to open up a new tab, and we are going to type canva.com. Now, it's possible that your teacher has sent a link to you in Google Classroom or somewhere, and if that's the case, they'll give you instructions to click that link, but we can just go to canva.com and get there. So once we're there, a good starting place is to create a design. So we can click on that. And then we have all of these options. You can see that there's docs and whiteboards, social media, videos, and then all sorts of different styles. So we've got Facebook posts, Facebook posts, whiteboards, which I did not want to click on accidentally. Websites, so many things here. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the very top and we're going to type the word flyer. And this has a great search bar. Canva has a great search bar, helps us find the things that we want. And so if I come down here, there are a whole bunch of different flyers. Now, the reason that we're going to choose a flyer today, and actually let's just go flyer. So down here, sometimes it gives me 8.5 by 11. I'm going to type that in. Usually that comes up. I'm not sure why it didn't today. So 8.5 by 11. The reason that I want a flyer that's 8.5 by 11 is that's the size of a sheet of paper. And so we can go portrait or landscape. Well, let's go portrait today. So I'm going to click on that. And then it's going to give us all different kinds of templates that we could design from. But today we are going to click on Create Blank. And so now we have a nice flyer inside of our Canva that we are going to work on. Now, the very first thing that we should do in any digital project is come up to the top and give it a name. So right now it's like a real estate flyer. Well, that's not very helpful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the words about me, and then I'm going to put my name. So I'm Mrs. Cannikins, Mrs. K. So I'm going to put that up there. So you can put about me and then your name, so that if your teacher is getting a whole bunch of these, she or he will know which one is yours, and they're not all just called about me. Okay, so now we have this blank page. I'd like to show you that at the very bottom, we have a way, there's a little slider down here to make this page bigger or smaller. So sometimes if we want to zoom in, that is a great way to go ahead and do that. What we're going to do is we're going to start by making a background. So you see when I hover over here, I get a purple bar or box all around my page. Well, that tells me that I have chosen that as a background. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to this little rainbow colored piece, and that when I hover over that, it says background color. So I know that's the right one. Now, if I scroll down, you'll see I have a whole bunch of colors. I could make it any of these colors here. But what I really want to do is come down and we're going to take a look at some of the gradient colors right down at the bottom. So we have all sorts of different gradient colors, and those are really fun to use. And so we're going to pick a gradient color today for my poster. Okay, so I'm going to go with this kind of blue and blue one, I think. So I've got that color. Now, if I come up and I click on that button again right above there, let's click on that again. Now, when I hover on the left-hand side, I've got a blue dot that looks like my gradient. If I click on there or hover over, you see I get some little sliders. Look at this. I can make a whole bunch of different choices about my gradient. So I could make it light at the top, dark at the bottom. I could make it radial. So you'll notice that the color is inside and it goes to the outside. So I could choose all of these different kind of styles. I think I like this one with the dark blue at the bottom. And if I wanted to adjust my colors a little bit, let's say I want this one to be a little bit brighter blue, I can adjust the beginning and the end colors as well. So lots of different things that we can do there. So let's review what we're going to do. You're going to go into Canva, canva.com, or get there from your teacher's link. You're going to click on Create a Design, and then you're going to search Flyer. And we're looking for a flyer that is 8.5 by 11 or 11 by 17, either landscape or portrait, because that prints really nicely. And above the white box on your page, you're going to click that little rainbow button and pick a gradient color. And then if you come back and click on that white button again above your plain background now, or your gradient background, you can get a little bar button that has some sliders where you can do some changes of your color. So your very first activity here, we're going to give you a chance to pause the video. You're going to create that flyer. You're going to name it, because we always need to name our digital work. And then you're going to choose a customized background color. I'd love to see or hear what color you're choosing. And I'd love it if you tried out that gradient tool. Okay, welcome back. I hope you have a great background and you've named your file. The second thing that we're going to do today is we are going to choose a font, and we're going to learn all about different things that we can do with fonts in our design. So I've come back over to my design here, and I'm going to make it a little smidge bigger up here. And on the left-hand side are all of the tools that we have, especially when we're designing from scratch. So I'm going to come down to the third one, and I'm going to click where it says text. So I have clicked on that, and you'll notice that I can add a text box. But that's that tiny little text box down there. We're going to do something different for right now. So I'm going to click delete and get rid of that, and I'm going to scroll down. And then if you take a look down here, you can see there are all of these really neat fonts that already exist. And these are really fun to use. And so I'm going to pick one. I kind of like this glowing one in this little font right here. Look at that. Okay. So I've got these two words, glow and up, and when I click on them, I can see they kind of do some different things. Now, I also see that they say ungroup. And so in this particular case, I don't need both words, and I don't need them necessarily together. I am going to ungroup them. And so what that'll let me do is pull one up to the top, and then I can take this one to the bottom. And so if I want to make it bigger or smaller, I can move it in, and I can do the same on the bottom one. Now, my name is not glow up. We're going to change that. So I'm going to double click in here, and instead of the word glow, I'm going to type the words about me. Now, that's too big, so I'm going to click on it and take those little sidebars, pull them in so it fits nicely on the page. You can see this one actually has a rounded text. If I didn't want that rounded text, I can click on it, and then at the top, I can click Effects. And down at the bottom, I can see that right now it's selected as curve. If I wanted to get rid of that, I could have none. I kind of like the curve. So for the About Me, I'm going to keep that up there. All right, but then I think for this one down here, I'm going to type my name, make it a little smaller. And this one I don't want curved, so I'm going to come back to text. Oopsie. And I select that, and I'm actually going to go up to effects. That's where that is. And then I'm going to come down and I'm going to say shape. I don't want it curved. I want it to be none. And I'm going to make it a little smaller. Now, you'll see here that this is neon. And so I've got the neon highlight there. I can change the intensity of the neon if I'd like. There we go. And up here, if I want to change the color, something that maybe goes a little bit better with that blue, I could change that as well. So I could make it neon green, change all the pink to neon green. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I kind of like that. That's really glowing. All right. So we have some text. We've looked at straightening our text, having round text, and we have looked at some different things that we can do there. So your next task is to add about me and then your name. Now, we might want to ask your teacher if they actually want you to put your name on the bottom. Sometimes teachers like to make this into a guessing game because we're going to create an AI image of you, and maybe we have a guessing game. So your teacher might want you to leave your name off of the actual poster, just have it in your title. So they'll tell you if they want you to do that. So our next task, again, is to come onto the left side, click on text. And if you scroll down, you've got all of these different types of funky, fun texts that you can pick. And you can click on the edit tool to edit those texts and change the color, change the size, and do some of those different things over there. So text, see all, choose a style, add your name, play with the color, play with the size, about me, and possibly add your name. All right, so we've got a background, we've got your name in some really cool font. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to add an image of you, and we're going to look at two different ways to go ahead and do that. Now, the first one would be to take an actual selfie or an actual image of yourself. Now, I can't get to those controls the way I'm recording today, so I've got some screenshots that can help you out. On your Chromebook, if you're on a Chromebook, you might have a camera bar on the bottom of your tray of your Chromebook, that little space of tools at the bottom, we call that the tray. So if you have that, you can click that and the camera will pop up. If you don't have it there, in the bottom left-hand corner, we call that little circle the launcher. You can click on that and you might be able to find the camera there, scroll through the items. And if you can't find it there, up at the top of your launcher, there's a search bar. You can put camera, and then that should pop up and you'll get that camera. So the camera will come up in a black frame and you can get ready to take your picture, and then you can click on the white dot to take the photo. And I don't know if you knew this, but if you click on the space bar, that will also take your picture on your Chromebook. Now, we need to get that picture from our Chromebook's memory into Canva. So the way that we're going to do that is if you still have your camera open, on the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see like a little insert. So just right down here, you can click on that. And if you two-finger click or right finger click, you'll get a little pop-up. And we want to go copy image. Or if you've kind of gotten past that, and if you double click on your image, up at the top, there's a little share button. And when you click on that, it'll go copy. And so that will put it in your clipboard. And then we can just come back to Canva. Where's our Canva? And we can just paste it in. Now, if that doesn't work, or let's say you forgot to copy it and it's already in your Google Drive, we can come over here to Uploads. And you can go into plus apps. And if you scroll down here, or just type in Drive. We see we can add our Google Drive, and we can upload it that way. I'm going to come over to Uploads because I've already uploaded mine, and I'll use this picture right here. And so there we have a picture of me. Now, in this particular case, I kind of have a sparkly background. But if it was a picture of me right now in the classroom or my room, I'd have a background that I might want to get rid of. And so we are going to now do one of the most fun things in Canva. I love doing this with images, and that is to remove a background. And so what we have to do is we have to click on the picture that we want, and we get the picture toolbar, the image toolbar at the top. I'm going to click on BG Remover, and that stands for Background Remover. So I'm going to click on that and look at it's doing some magic, thinking, woo, woo, woo. Oh, it's thinking longer. And there it is. It got rid of the background, and there is a picture of me. Now, I want to put this so it's just kind of underneath about me, but I don't like how my head is hiding behind the name. So one of the things we can look at is layering in Canva. So I'm going to double click. I could either do the words or the picture. I'm on the image. I'm going to two-finger click or double click, and I'm going to click layer, and then I'm going to say bring to front. So now my picture is a little bit in front of the words, and that's just how I like it. So that is one way that we can go ahead and get a picture in there. So we can take a picture from our Chromebook, copy it and paste it into Canva, or we can go and we can use an upload and get a picture that if it's gone to our Google Drive, or if we have another picture there, and then we're going to use background remover to get rid of the background. So this might be a great time to stop and just try that selfie. Now, if you're in a hurry and your teacher doesn't want you to maybe do the picture part today, the selfie part, you can save that neat trick for another time. You've got that as a skill now. We're going to move on, and we're going to look at using AI to create an image of you. And so what we're going to do is we are going to come up here, and we're going to click. There's a couple ways that we can do that. If we scroll down, we get to Magic Media. And so you can see Magic Media, images, graphics, videos, describe what you'd like to create. On the left-hand side, that's one way we can get to it. It's also in Elements. So if we click on Elements and scroll down a little bit, here it says AI Image Generator, generate your own. We can click on that as well, and then it takes us to the same place. So there's two different ways to get there. Now, we are going to do a description. So you can see here that I have a realistic image of a person, and in this case, a boy, and maybe how old they are. Oopsie. And then we describe their hair, maybe their skin tone. Hopefully they're smiling because it's a picture. And then what are they wearing? And maybe even what kind of item are they holding? So if we go into Canva, we could type something like this. So this is create. Now I'm gonna use a realistic and the word illustration. An illustration is a drawing. It's kind of something that someone's created with a pen or a pencil, crayons, or something like that, as opposed to a photo. We could do a photo, but then it's never going to look like us as a photo. And I always feel like an illustration or a picture is a little bit more similar. A realistic illustration of a lady with very short dark hair, let's say parted at the side, smiling, light skin tone, wearing a, let's make a green shirt so it kind of matches that font down there, wearing a green t-shirt, And let's say holding a coffee mug. Now, you could say wearing a backpack. You could say holding a soccer ball. You could say holding a hockey stick. You could say uh, anything. And you might not even need to hold anything at all. So you might stop at that. So we're going to start with that. I'm going to copy that just in case it disappears. And we also have some other styles that we can try down here. So you can see there's like an anime style, a 3D model, some gradient, kind of a playful. I'm actually going to try the anime today. So it's going to be, I did ask for realistic illustration. Let's see if it overrides it with anime. Now I'm going to click generate image, and it's thinking. So typically it's going to generate 4 different images for us. And then we get to pick one that works. Okay. So that is not too bad. It's interesting how there's a, this lady has 2 coffee cups. Oh, actually, you know what? We're going to pick this one because we can do something a little extra here. So I'm going to click this one and it's going to come in here. Now, let's go ahead and use that background remover trick. So I can do the same thing. The purple outline is on the image. I'm going to go background remover. And then we're going to use one other tool here that is really a neat one when we're using images and AI. Now, this girl, me, if that's me, I don't need 2 coffee cups. The hand at the top's a little, the fingers are a little funny, but let's see if we can get rid of this, excuse me, sneeze. Chew! Whew, bless me. Coffee cup on the bottom. Now let's watch this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on here, and then I'm going to click on edit, and this opens up some magic tools. So over on the side, I'm going to click on magic grab because I see that coffee cup is kind of right there. And I can either brush over the item I want to grab, or this time I think it's really specific, the coffee cup, it might pull that out. So I'm going to click on click. And now I'm going to click, I'm going to click on the coffee cup and the saucer, try to get all of those parts, and then I'm going to click grab. And it didn't do it. Oh, yes, it did. So I can take this coffee cup, and instead of making it disappear, it moved it over here. Now, I might want to do the 2-finger trick, layer, send to back, just kind of tuck that little missing saucer. I might leave that on there because that might be useful in our next part. Now, here's the thing, friends. We can try a little bit harder. I might try to get this girl to have shorter hair. I might, maybe I don't quite like that color of green. I might try to get it to be a different shade of green or something else. But for now, I'm just going to leave it. If you want, you can come back here and you can clear, but I don't suggest that you necessarily clear. Let's see here if we can get with very, very short dark hair. Maybe make it a little shorter. Light skin tone, wearing let's say a lime green t-shirt. Let's see if that makes a difference. And holding a coffee mug. Let's try generating again and see if those tiny little changes make a difference. Okay, so the shirt color is more lime green. It matches. Notice again, we have another girl with holding 2 coffee mugs, but no one has really super short hair. So I was trying to get hair to be shorter. I'm just going to leave it. Now, at the very bottom of my page, you'll see it says use 1 of 490 credits. If you have Canva for schools, you get about 500 credits to generate images a month. And every time that you generate or try again or click generate again, you use up a credit, but 500 is a lot. So that's pretty generous there. All right, so now we are going to give you a try. So I'm going to leave this prompt idea up on the screen, and you can go ahead and take some time to use your best descriptive language to describe how you look. Maybe something you might hold, something that you like, or maybe you're striking a pose or standing confidently. You can decide what you would like, and you can go ahead and pause the video, and then we'll come on back and do the next step. All right. I hope you had fun creating an image of you and getting it just right. And maybe your teacher is going to have your class do a guessing game and just put that image on to see who could get closest to what they look like. So that might be fun. Now, if we do this next step, your classmates probably know you so well that if we add some elements to symbolize your favorite things, that would really help them guess who that AI generated picture is as well. So we are going to do just that. We're going to take a look at how to add some favorite things to our image. So we are going to think about some of the things that we really like. Maybe it's a sport that we like. Maybe it's a food, a drink, some fruit. Maybe there's a special type of animal that we like or a pet that we have. Maybe there's some hobbies or some things that we like to do. So we're going to add as many of those as we can, probably between 3 and 5. Your teacher might set a timer and say, okay, you can add as many elements as you can during this time. I'm going to show you how, and let's get going on that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to scroll up on the left-hand side to elements. And you'll see here we have shapes, and then we have stickers and photos and videos and all different sorts of things in the elements here. And so what we're going to start off with is a search. There's a super powerful search bar, and I'm going to start off with let's go with some things that I like to eat. Now, I already have a coffee cup. I'm going to put watermelon. That's my favorite fruit. So I'm going to click watermelon. And you can see here that I get pictures of real watermelon. I get videos of watermelon, little GIFs there, and then I get some kind of cartoony or illustrated graphics. I think it's best in a design sense if we use all the same type. So I'm actually going to use this, see, I can scroll through here. I'm going to use this guy. And then to make it smaller, I can shrink it down by pulling at the corners. Now, one thing we don't want to do with our elements is if they have these little bars on the side, we want to be careful not to change the size by the sidebars, because we'll cut out parts of the image. So we want to take the image from the corner, and I'm going to put that in there. And let's do one more food. Let's say, oh, I like pizza. And so I'm going to click, it gives me some options. I'm going to go pizza slice, and I'm going to stick with that kind of image. And I like, let's see here. Here's dancing pizza. I think I like this guy right here. Oops. I missed him. There we go. And got him a little too close to my name there. There we go. We'll put that right back there as well. Maybe make it a little smaller. Okay, so I've got kind of like food corner. Oh, actually, I like to have it down at the bottom. Watch this. I want the pizza to show up in the bottom. So I'm going to click on them, and there should be a little twirly bar here. There we go. I want the crust to kind of stick out. So I've turned it by using the little handles, and now it sticks out nice on the side. I like how that kind of frames my name. All right, so let's see what else we like to do. I like to play volleyball. It's one of my sports that I like to do. And so we could pick a ball, we could pick an image. I'm going to pick this ball here, but check this out. I should be able to, sometimes the images will let us change colors, but I don't have any colors up here. So we'll just leave that one. And I also like to do the sport of curling. And now I don't want a curling iron, or I want the sport of curling. There it is. And so there's some realistic pictures, but there's also some of these. Let's take a curling rock like this one. See, it's made of granite. There we go. Now, one of the things that we had on that list, so we've got some activities that we like. Oh, I'm going to do reading. One more thing here. Reading. So I want a nice stack of books. I like this one. Okay, this one, I can change the colors. Now, these colors don't really match my background. So if you notice up in the top here, I have all the different colors. So if I want these pinky, peachy ones to be a different color, I can click on here. I can say, okay, I want that to be lime green to match. And then this color, I want this to be blue. And then this color here, I want that to be, let's see, maybe that color. Oh, there we go. So now my stack of books matches my colors. So not all the elements have that, but if you click on an element and you get some color dots up top, you can change the color to match your design. Okay, let's say that we wanted to put our favorite team in here. So let's say I really like the Edmonton Oilers. Let's see what happens if I do this. So you can see that I've got pictures of the city of Edmonton in the summer and Edmonton on a maple leaf. So they know that Edmonton's in Canada, but you'll notice that they don't give me an Edmonton Oilers logo or a jersey because it's copyright. And so they don't have a lot of copyright images. So what I could do is open up a new tab and I could go Oilers, Edmonton Oilers logo. And I could right click, copy image, and I could pop one of those in there. And then I could add one of my favorite teams or some of my favorite teams as well. So if there's something that doesn't, that you can't find in the Canva library, and there's tons and tons of elements, so it's probably a team or something that has like a corporate license, you might be able to get an image that you can search on the internet. You copy that image just like we copied our photo, and you can pop it into your poster. All right, so there's a lot of things going on here. I've got food and teams and sports and hobbies. I've added, well, more than 5. Your teacher will give you some time and you can go ahead and you can add some of those items. So remember, we're going to go to elements and you can have a sport, an activity, food or drink. I didn't put any pets or animals. You could add those. There's lots of really cute pet pictures there. You can go ahead, pause the video, and we will be back in a bit. All right, you should have a poster that totally represents you, that looks like you, whether your name is on there or your teacher's going to have you play a guessing game. The last thing that we're going to do is we are going to share your design with your teacher. Now, it's possible that your teacher gave you a link in Google Classroom, but if they didn't and you just went to Canva and created new design, we need to share this with your teacher because they might want to print it or add it to a classroom book or a classroom collection. So what we're going to do is we are going to come back to our Canva, and in the top corner, we are going to click share. And at the very top box, you're going to type your teacher's name in there. There we go. And you can click share, and that will send them a little email that said, oh, Cammie's just shared a design with you. And so that is one way to do that. Now, teachers, if you want to download students' work, you can click the download button, and that would go into a PNG. If you want to print it, actually, the best one, if you're printing a whole bunch of these teachers, is to use standard PDF. And then you can download that. It's easiest for you just to download a whole bunch of them once you get them. But the PDF is nicer if you're going to, a little easier if you're going to print them out. So we have shared our design and we are done. So students, we learned so many things today about Canva. We learned how to make backgrounds. We learned how to have gradient colors. We learned how to do lots of things with text to change the color and to change the style and the font, and even, is it curvy or is it straight? We learned how to use elements. We learned how to change the colors of elements. And maybe the most fun thing is we learned how to take a selfie and put it into Canva. And we learned how to use AI with our great descriptive writing to create an image. And we noticed that AI did not always get it right. Sometimes there were some really goofy things that the AI did. That's what happens. And we can go ahead and make sure to always check out our AI and make sure that we're trying it till we get it just right.